Evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm here with Brandy and Mike from Rejuvenate. They're going to join us and talk about some of their products and educate us a little bit on CBD oils. I know that's a hot topic right now, and I've been wanting to learn a little bit more about it myself, especially with the opiate epidemic, and a lot of people are looking for more natural options to turn to. So they're going to tell us a little bit about themselves and their company, and then we'll open it up to questions towards the end like we did last week.
Hi, so I'm Brandy. We run a health and wellness group on Facebook called Healthy Hustlers, and that's kind of what got us into the CBD world. We focus all on natural remedies and healthy eating and clean living. I wrote a cookbook, I guess going on 2 years ago for the group, just about how to feed your family healthy, easy meals. So my background is in like the marketing and PR world, and then I've always been really natural and into natural stuff since I had my first child almost 14 years ago, aging myself. And it just is, as I've gotten older and had more children, and I just had I have a 2-year-old, it's just kind of grown and evolved. So CBD was a great just next step for us.
Well, and my background has been mostly business and getting products off the ground, companies off the ground, and so just if you look at the combination, and when we started Healthy Hustlers, we had all these different products, and we would see all this new stuff come out. So, but we didn't want to get involved with just a company that was just getting involved just to get involved with the trend. So we had some really good friends and partners from another business that we teamed up with Holistic Health, which is the parent company of Rejuvenate.
Okay.
So this is kind of like our house brand.
Gotcha.
Holistic Health, and one of the reasons we got really excited about them is that they have not just been in CBD, they've actually been in medical marijuana for years prior to.
Gotcha.
So we get the best of both worlds, and we like both missions.
Gotcha.
So it's cool for us because we're partnered with Holistic Health and then created, like you said, Rejuvenate as our brand under the umbrella. And so, we have farms in 3 states, and our big manufacturing facility, Holistic Health, is located in Lansing, Michigan. So it's important for us not to just be selling a product and catching what we're learning from people on the way down.
Right.
We actually, know where the product comes from. We've been to the facilities. We're involved in all of that side of it. So that's important to me because ingredients are important to me. And
Oh, absolutely.
we use steam extraction, where 95% of the other CBD on the market is extracted using a solvent, CO2 or ethanol. So we have one of the cleanest forms of extraction. So those are the kind of little things that really matter to me. He wants to sell it and get it out there, and I'm like, well, before we sell anything...
Well, there's a lot of companies out there. I mean, 6 minutes ago, somebody launched a CBD company, guaranteed.
Right.
30 days ago, 3 months ago. So, but what we found is that most of the resellers out there, they're not actual companies, they're resellers. So there's very few companies you can partner with that you're actually partnered with the farms, manufacturing, everything at once, which is what we wanted to do. We had a bunch of choices. But
Right, because I just read an article that was talking about, a lot of the companies, some of the brands that are out there now, the amount of CBD oils that are actually in the product are minuscule. So they're, pretty much getting what they're paying for, but you don't have any idea unless you go out and get it formally tested, correct?
Well, so a lot of companies...
You're dealing with.
Yeah, a lot of companies, like we will provide, if someone asks, for the third-party testing. But the big thing is when you look at... So when you're looking for a CBD oil, I have so many people, they're like, I tried CBD and it didn't work for me. And I'm like, okay, well, send me a picture of what you used. And so they'll send me a picture of the label, and there's like 8 ingredients in there. And like it's got water and cane syrup and sugar and... and it's like the whole bottle's 10 milligrams. Well, no wonder it didn't work. You'd have to drink 5 bottles of that, and it's full of bad ingredients.
Right.
So that's one thing with ours. Our ingredients are literally MCT oil and CBD. We don't add flavors, and I'm talking about the tinctures. So we don't add flavors. We don't add anything unnecessary to it. And we don't sell, we focus on having a decent enough milligram where no one's going to come back and say, oh, I tried that and it didn't work. Okay. So like 600 milligram for the tinctures is the lowest that we will sell. Mm-hmm. And I even tell people when they buy it, that's really best for like kids and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really just, you do have to be careful. You can go into any store, Earth Fare, anywhere, and pick up a CBD, but with anything, you've got to read your labels and you've got to pay attention.
Just like with the drinks, I mean, we put 25 milligrams in each sachet, so it works. A lot of companies, they want to say they have CBD in it,
Right.
but how much, and where's it coming from? So that's a big question for us.
All right. I know one of the questions going to probably definitely come across the feed is just tell the audience a little bit about, CBD oils, hemp oils, the THC, because I know a few people that I've talked to expressed a concern, as far as employment. Is it, medical marijuana with CBD oils, so on and so forth? So you could tell them a little bit more about that.
So ours is made from hemp. So basically, the way you can look at it is hemp and marijuana are like cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And so hemp is high in CBD but low in THC. Marijuana is high in THC but low in CBD.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, THC is obviously what gets you high
Mm-hmm.
and what makes it a drug. With CBD, you want to find a product that is full spectrum, like when you're taking an oil. You want to have full spectrum unless you're worried about the THC.
Mm-hmm.
So full spectrum has all the different cannabinoids, it uses all the plant matter in it, including THC. However, if you're drug tested, the chances of failing a drug test with the federal legal limit, which is so low, the chances are really low. However, do you want to take that risk?
Exactly.
Most people don't. So in that case, we offer our tinctures as broad spectrum. So that means you can either get it as isolate or broad spectrum. What isolate means is they isolate that CBD and it's the only cannabinoid that's in there.
Gotcha.
Broad spectrum still uses the whole plant matter,
Mm-hmm.
it just extracts the THC.
Okay.
So it's more, isolate's beneficial, broad spectrum is more beneficial, full
Mm-hmm.
spectrum is the most beneficial.
Gotcha.
And then all of our products, like our tinctures, are the only thing that we have available that you can get with THC. Our gummies, our drinks, our soft gels, and our balms are all THC free.
Okay. Good. So tell us a little bit about the products you're sharing with us tonight.
So
Well, we've got a regular CBD coffee, so
Mhm.
25 milligrams just in a cup of coffee. And then we make a weight loss version, so we add some herbs to stimulate weight loss.
Okay.
We do the same thing with a lemonade, we do the same thing with a tea.
both available in regular
Yeah.
and weight loss. I just brought them one of each today.
Okay.
Typically people buy them in bags of 30, but like I was saying before, we market our house brand, but a lot of our wholesalers will resell it in their
Gotcha.
stores.
Okay.
30
So
at a time.
the tea is a pomegranate. This is probably out of the drinks. This is my number one seller.
Okay.
It's so good. Like it's so good. Lemonade is great. And then obviously if you're a coffee person, the coffees are awesome.
Mhm.
Our kids live on the gummies.
So our kids do like
We
the
have a lot of
gummies and they
kids.
like. So that's something like one of my little ones always asks for coffee. When I drink coffee, she wants her coffee. So I'll mix up half a packet of the lemonade and let her, think she's drinking coffee with mom. If she's having a bad day where she's teething or she's not feeling good, instead of reaching for, something that could be damaging to her gut, like some of the over-counter medicines, I'll use some of these products on her.
Okay.
So I don't want to, discuss any dosages or anything with kids
Right,
or anything,
right.
but I'm not
Yeah.
telling you how to use it on your kids. I'm just saying in my house, like when my daughter's teething, I rub this on the outside of her jaw. Instead of giving her Motrin or something, I just rub it localized where she needs it, and it's
Okay.
awesome.
Gotcha.
So these,
I gotta tell them for the guys in the house, the balm is actually the bomb, so it's really good. But I gotta tell you, Tony Dorsett, you remember him from
Oh, absolutely.
his company uses our products, so he's one of
Okay.
our clients. Yeah, so
Okay.
but mostly balms for a lot of athletes when
Mhm.
knees or whatever, back or something like that. So just had to
bombs
get
are great for localized.
Yeah.
Like if you have a knee injury or you have a sore neck or, I was diagnosed with skin cancer a few years ago, and so I've been dealing with biopsies and skin cancer surgeries. Use sunscreen and be good in your 20s. because it haunts you in your 30s. 30s feel a long way away, but they're not. But, I love my dermatologist, but he told me to go home and put Vaseline on. And I'm like, I'm not using Vaseline.
You fighting or something?
Right? Well, you're supposed to keep a barrier,
right.
Whatever. So I started using the CBD balm. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to use Vaseline. So I've been putting the CBD balm on. I'm rubbing my arm because that's one of the spots was on my arm. And I put the CBD balm on there, and not only does it help the healing process, but it's helping with the scar, and it hurts when you have the little surgery, so it helps with the pain. So that's what balms are great for.
Okay. Tell us, I know we talked a little bit more, we've been talking mainly about pain, but there's other reported indications for the CBD oils as well. Anxiety, share a few other, conditions you guys have used it for, heard people use it for.
Anxiety is a huge one. That's probably one of the biggest reasons I have people reach out and inquire about the products is anxiety. The tea has been a favorite. I actually have a chiropractor in Cuyahoga Falls that loves the tea. So great for anxiety, inflammation. It's really good for your gut. So anyone that's dealing with like IBS or Crohn's or any GI issues, it's really good for that. If you're dealing with inflammation, it's great for that. Sleep, yeah, it's great for sleep.
Well, a lot of people that are, like my mind always had a hard time shutting down because I'm just always going. So, but, tea or even the soft gels are new. These are great for sleeping, just to give you something to relax, and not take a unnatural sleep aid or whatever people do to sleep.
Some of the other uses, we have a weight loss center so CBD is supposed to help with weight loss. So we have a weight loss center that loves the products, the drinks for weight loss.
Hormones.
It's great for hormones.
Yeah. Well, as many women as we see.
For teenagers?
No, honestly,
talking to ladies?
Where is he going with this?
That was a Freudian slip. No, but I think hormones in general, because children, and a lot of what females go through after pregnancies and stuff that we talk about, because they get prescriptions for a lot of the stuff.
Right.
And this can solve
women, I wouldn't say hormones, but women get a lot of prescriptions after babies for postpartum and anxiety and depression, and I went through that myself, and I had hormonal issues going on. I wasn't depressed, but I was diagnosed with postpartum. So they put me on all these pills that didn't do anything because I wasn't depressed. What got me into using the products, and you talked about the opioid crisis, I have endometriosis that I fought since I was probably 16, 17 years old, and I've taken pain pills my entire life. I've taken pain pills during my cycle. And, that's damaging to your gut. You're not supposed to drive. It's not a fun thing to have to take. CBD was the one thing that I could take instead of my pain pills and get through the painful cycles that I had.
Okay.
So that was a huge thing for me. But there's all kinds of documented uses. I mean, there's people using it to help lower blood sugar. There's people that are using it that helps lower blood pressure. Again, with any of that, though, I always stress to people, don't watch this video and say, I'm going to get off my blood pressure meds and I'm going to take CBD.
Yeah.
You have to work with a doctor for any reason you want to take it. Yes.
Informative only.
Yes.
We cannot stress that enough. That will be each time we talk.
Yes. Anything we say is telling you that these are the suggested things you use it for, and these are the suggested uses. But, even you and I were talking about, a dietary change he and I made recently that when I talk about it online, I'm not telling you to go get on this diet. I'm working with a doctor on how I'm eating. So with anything, yes, it's great and it's trendy, but it is a natural medicine, and natural medicine is really powerful.
Especially if you're on medications, which we constantly remind everyone of that, the potential interactions, or even with other natural.
Yes.
Again, we emphasized that last week too when we were talking about the herbs and teas. You just never know. So definitely work with your PCP or talk to your pharmacist about those possible interactions. So yeah, that was very, very informative. Thanks. And we plan on partnering with them in future episodes and talking about other conditions and continue to talk about and educate with CBD oils. Was there any questions coming across, Adam? All right. Well, if there's any, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, if anyone's interested in these products, please reach out to Dr. Grimes.
Inbox us, and we will, like I said, we'll be working with Mike and Brandy. So the more interest we have, more than likely that'll be the better deals we can offer for us. So please inbox us for any questions about these products and how you can get them. Anything else to wrap up for this session?
No, thanks for having us.
Yes,
Oh no,
thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you taking the time. Like I said, very,
Appreciate
very
the plug.
informative. For sure. So we'll be with you guys. We'll probably hook up in the next few weeks
Yeah.
with your transition. So we know you'll be busy, but then we'll get back on track with them, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good evening.